Hey folks, Poster, welcome back to another Paul Masters video. And tonight we have Lana Araquanid coming to the game, right? Which, as usual, I will be summoning on, because I summon on everything, and my camera's slightly crooked. But yeah, so what can I do, right? But yeah, if you guys don't have anything else to do, bored at night, stop by, check it out. Hopefully, we could get some good pulls, right, tonight. Not get shafted would be preferable. At least I think it would be, right? So, yeah, check it out tonight. Good luck if anyone else is pulling, right? All that stuff. However, as for this video, should you pull for Lana and Araquanid? Well, we have two of the strongest units in the game with their banners up at the moment. With 12% 5-star rates on top of two being the most dominant units in the game. The answer is no. The short answer is absolutely not. Do not pull on Lana unless you're the biggest Lana or Araquanid fan in the world. All right, do not. All right, calm yourselves. All right, she is probably the weakest unit that we've had in a while, for one, and especially in this case, right, when we have two gargantuanly strong banners up at the moment. And even if you already got Maxi and Archie, right, you got they're at 5, all that stuff, you don't have to worry about pulling on them anymore. Do keep in mind that next month we might get summer reruns. The month after we're getting new summer units, and then we have anniversary right after that. So, like, even this month alone, like, I would you would probably rather summon either Kiawe, Hala, or Master Royal, like, over Lana. Like, she's not very good, and we'll talk about why. So this unit, first of all, let's look at its stats, and you'll immediately see some slight issues. What Lana does have, right, is good defenses, right? This is fantastic defenses. Again, this is only level 130 stats. I still don't know why they haven't updated yet, but 274 special defense, 257 defense is really, really good, right? Great defenses. And then you got 558 HP, which is not bad, but also not anything great, right? And then you have, let's see, 234 attack, which is not good. And if you're wondering, well, who cares? It's a support, right? Who cares about the deck? Well, it kind of matters because you need to maintain yourself with leech life, which obviously the more damage you do, the more you heal back in this instance. However, if you look at some of the downsides on stats, you'd see a glaring 124 speed. That is atrocious. That is absolutely terrible, right? This is very, 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 very bad speed. Among the slowest units in the game. Especially if you're a unit who relies on staying alive with using a 3-gauge move Leech Life, which isn't as bad because you do have Propelling Strike 9, which gives you a move gauge back, right? Every time you use a move, which turns your leech life from a 3-gauge, right? 3-gauge 124 speed into a 2-gauge, still 124 speed, right? It's not that great. And then you also have Group Fire Guard, Group Water Guard, which is okay, I guess. Again, very, very situational. But it would be nice in those situations. And then you have Water Gun, which is 1-gauge spam. If you're like fully healthy, you definitely want to use Water Gun instead of using Leech Life, right? And then you have Wide Guard, which is Wide Guard, right? I mean, moves like these are just aren't very good, just because of the cost, right? If you're looking, well, what cost? It just costs 1 gauge, right? It's 1 MP, whatever. You could get screwed over. On your sync move countdown, which drastically slows your sync move, right? And the slower you get to your sync move, the less damage output you do, right? Because every sync move you get an extra 1.5 times boost on your whole team's damage, which is huge, right? So you generally do not want to slow down your sync move countdown, which Wide Guard does do, unfortunately, right? In some very late game situations, you should be fine, right? If you already have enough firepower to take out the opponents without them taking you out and without you relying on your sync move boost, and then you know they're gonna use an AoE move, which happens a lot in Champion Stadium, right? Master mode. Because, you know, once you annihilate the mid, the sides, usually a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them do like spamming AoE moves, which in this case, very, very, very useful, right? But outside of that, again, the drawbacks are just not very worth using. And then you have your support move, 1 MP only, use a maximum of 3 slots at 124 speed. Use a maximum of 3 slots, which is basically all your slots if you're doing master mode with 4 gauges, right? Almost all. Based on the amount used, this move raises all allied sync pairs to, all right, let's see how much. Because you're a very, very heavy cost move, right? Only 1 MP. You're gonna use 3 slots. Let's see what great thing it does, all right? Attack and defense by up to 4 stat ranks. And makes all allies gradually heal themselves. Yeah, this is not anything significant. It doesn't max out any stat for 1, right? And it gives you defenses and gives you gradual kills, which is nice. But I mean, like, the cost for this is like, you're not getting speed, you're not getting crit, you're not maxing out your attack, which in Lana's defense, I personally don't think, you know, maxing out attack is a big deal, right? Because, like, usually units have at least +2 attack if they need attack, right? But, like, man, yeah. It's kind of like, you know, Solgaleo, right? Because, you know, when Solgaleo is setting up, you have to use, you know, gauges to use its setup, right? Except for the fact that Solgaleo has 300 something speed, and this has 124, or at least at level 130, right? So it almost has like 3 times the speed. And Solgaleo still has issues struggling getting the gauges. Granted, Solgaleo, you have to do it twice, but like, yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the worst thing in the world, but like, it's also not that great either, honestly, right? If you want someone to buff your attack defenses, there's much better units that can do that, right? Granted, maybe not that many that do it in like 1 unit, but also, usually you don't really need both attack and defense, right? For the most part. I mean, unless it's like a physical unit with Tough Cookie, which there are a few, right? Like a Jasmine or whatever, but most of those units also self-buff their defenses as well, so you don't really need someone else to buff your defenses. So, plus the gradual heal, which is, again, fine, but like, right? Anyways, moving on to the sync grid. You have some stuff. You have Racing Rain 2, you got like rain stuff, rain gear, Refreshing Rain, you got Vigilance, which is nice, right? Move gauge refresh 3 for water gun to further help with the gauges. Wide Guard NPR 5. So like, if you really need a unit to like Wide Guard, right? This is the unit, because NPR 5, 6% chance of getting the MP back every time you use it. I'd say that's pretty consistent, I'd say. Although again, Wide Guard does have like 1 MP, so if you miss it on the 40%, which 40%, pretty high chance of happening, right? You're screwed. You don't have any more Wide Guards, and you just spent 7 energy on that. Block and charge, block and heal. They're like nice when you get them, but then again, you don't, like, the thing is, you don't want to use Wide Guard. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you have to use Wide Guard, right? You'd much rather be in a position where you offensively annihilate the opponent, so they don't have, you know, the capacity to AoE you, right? Or, you know, makes yourself defensively, I guess, not as vulnerable to like AoE moves. You don't want that happening overall. Bending Solver, these are all good defensive skills, right? Crit Strike 1, Stamina of 6, whatever, right? Move gauge refresh 9. Like, these fix your, like, this fixes your stamina issue a bit. Gives you 1 move gauge back when you're using your 3 move gauge training move. Then again, you're just getting 1 move gauge back, and you're spending 9 energy on this. Not very, very good. And then move gauge refresh around that as well. What the heck? Does this actually not have MP refresh? It actually doesn't have MP refresh. Oh my god. Anyways, tough cookie. Deal more damage with your defenses up, which you probably pick up. Right? So you deal more damage to leech life. Oh, the other thing is with leech life. No master healer. Why do you not have master healer on leech life? Why? It just doesn't have master healer on leech life. Catalytic cure, 20% chance of regenerating HP when move is successful. HP trade off. Again, buffs your damage. All that's not really good though. You'd much rather pick up tough cookie if you want to pick up a multiplier. Move gauge refresh on leech life, which is very much needed. But yeah, I mean the grid's not bad. Does the grid solve its major issue, which is doesn't do anything useful? No, not really. Not really. But does it solve some of the small issues that it has? You know, with move gauges, speed, all that stuff. Also not really. Did it solve the fact that it doesn't have master healer on leech life? No, but it does make up a bit with like some multipliers, so you hit a bit harder, so you do heal a bit more back, right? So I think that's nice. Does it make some of your best traits much better? Being a, you know, really great defensive unit, right? With these defenses, I'd say yes, right? Again, unbending, stalwart, vigilance, so all fantastic defensive skills. Unfortunately, you don't have quick cure natural remedy, which would have been nice as well. But yeah, again, if you like really need a tank for like a fire or water stage, this could be a really great tank there, right? But again, it's very niche, just overall not as useful, right? It's, I don't know. So it's, I'm making it sound much worse than it is. It's not that bad. It really isn't that bad, but like, it's just not very great, right? In this day and age, it just seems like a really outdated unit that they gave us, which really sucks because I like Lana a lot, and I really like the EX as well. But I don't think I'm going to be EXing her because I don't think you get anything from EXing her, right? Outside of the support EX, but like, doesn't have like anything on sync either, which isn't like a huge deal usually, but oh well. Yeah. And the other thing is, I just don't see myself really ever using her on things, right? Which is another reason why I probably won't EX her. But yeah, anyways, that's maybe this one, I guess. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know guys think in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel for some more amounts of content. But yeah, as you can see, I'm not super high in Lana. If you're a bit more high in Lana, then okay, good for you. I am not. I'm not very high in Lana, unfortunately. Which is sad because I like Lana a lot. And I really like that EX outfit. Unfortunate. What can I do? But anyways, yeah, check out my summoning stream later tonight, I guess. As I definitely will feel very sad if I have to spend a lot of gems on this thing. But have fun, folks, and I'll again see you guys in the next one.